Hello everyone, and welcome to English Story Radio channel. Today, I'm excited to share an English story with you. If you enjoy this story and want to see more like it, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll be the first to know when I upload new content. Without further ado, let's get started. Sarah's family had always been a close-knit unit, and they did their best to support each other through life's ups and downs. But when John lost his job, it was like a dark cloud had descended over their home. Money was tight, and tensions were high as they struggled to make ends meet. Sarah noticed that her parents were arguing more frequently, and she could tell that they were both under a lot of stress. She wanted to help in any way she could, but as a teenager, she didn't have much to offer besides her love and support. One day, Sarah overheard her parents talking about their financial struggles. They were worried about losing their home and not being able to afford basic necessities like groceries and utility bills. Sarah knew that something had to be done, and she was determined to help her family in any way she could. She spent hours researching online, trying to find ways to save money and earn extra income. She came across several ideas, such as taking online surveys, selling unwanted items, and doing odd jobs for neighbors. Sarah was willing to try anything to help her family, and she set to work immediately. Over the next few weeks, Sarah spent all her free time working hard to make extra money. She sold some of her old clothes and toys online, did yard work for her neighbors, and even started a small business selling homemade candles. She was surprised at how much money she was able to make, and she felt proud that she was able to contribute to her family's finances. Despite Sarah's efforts, the family was still struggling to make ends meet. John had been searching for a new job, but it seemed like no one was hiring. Lisa was doing her best to work extra hours, but it was exhausting, and she was barely making enough to cover their bills. One day, Sarah came home from school to find her parents sitting at the kitchen table, looking somber. They told her that they had some bad news. They had received a notice that their home was going to be foreclosed on, and they would have to move out in a month. Sarah was devastated. She couldn't imagine leaving the home she had grown up in and loved so much. She was also worried about her parents and how they would cope with such a significant upheaval in their lives. Over the next few weeks, Sarah's family worked hard to pack up their belongings and find a new place to live. It was a stressful time, and there were many tears shed as they said goodbye to their home and their memories there. As they were packing, Sarah found a box of old photos that her parents had forgotten about. She spent hours going through them, reminiscing about happy times and laughing at some of the silly outfits and hairstyles they had in the past. One photo, in particular, caught her eye. It was a picture of her parents on their wedding day, both beaming with happiness. Sarah realized that no matter what happened, her parents still loved each other deeply. They had been through tough times before, and they had always come out stronger on the other side. Sarah made a decision then and there to do everything in her power to help her family find a way out of their current situation. She decided to use some of the money she had saved to take her parents out to dinner, hoping to lift their spirits and remind them of the love they shared. At dinner, Sarah's parents seemed more relaxed than they had been in weeks. They laughed and joked with each other, and Sarah could tell that they were feeling a bit more hopeful about their future. After dinner, Sarah took her parents for a walk along the beach. They watched the sunset together, holding hands and feeling grateful for each other's company. Sarah felt a sense of peace wash over her, knowing that she had done everything she could to support her family during this difficult time. As they walked, Sarah's parents talked about their dreams and aspirations for the future. John shared his hopes of starting his own business someday, and Lisa talked about going back to school to pursue a new career. Sarah listened intently, feeling grateful that her family still had hope for the future. She knew that they would find a way to overcome this setback, together. A few days later, Sarah's parents received an unexpected phone call. John had been offered a new job, and it paid even better than his previous one. They were overjoyed, and Sarah could hear the relief in their voices as they shared the good news with her. With John's new job, the family was able to get back on their feet. They found a new home that was even better than their old one, and they were able to pay off their debts and start saving for the future. Sarah was overjoyed to see her family happy again. She knew that their struggles had brought them closer together, and had taught her the true meaning of love and perseverance. Years later, when Sarah had grown up and moved out on her own, she found herself thinking back to those difficult times. She realized that the lessons she had learned had stayed with her, and she was grateful for the experience. Looking back, Sarah knew that the love and support of her family had been what had gotten them through their struggles. And she knew that no matter what the future held, they would face it together, with love and determination.